check up on it. You watching me shake it, I see it in your face, but you can't take it, it's blazing. You watch me in amazement, you can look at it as long as you don't grab it. If you don't go bragging, I might let you have it. You think that I'm teasing, but I ain't got no reason. I'm sure that I can please you, but first I gotta read you. Ooh, boy, you're looking like you like what you see. Won't you come over and check up on it? I might let you work up on it. Ladies, let him check up on it. Watch it while he check up on it. Tip it, pop it, talk it, stop it, check on me tonight. Ooh, boy, you're looking like you like what you see. Won't you come over and check up on it? I might let you work up on it. Ladies, let him check up on it. Watch it while he check up on it. Tip it, pop it, talk it, stop it, check on me tonight. Tell you wanna taste it, but I'm gonna make you chase it. Got to be patient. I like mine impatient. More patient, you'll take might get you in more places. You can't be abrasive. Have to know the pace. If I let you get up on it, you gotta make a promise that you gon' put it on me like no one's put it on me. Don't bore me, just show me. I'm in talk, but don't please. I can be a tease, but I really want.
Don't be afraid, don't turn them off away. I wanna get to know ya. Don't be ashamed, don't say I love to play. Just come and look me over. You have a heart that you've always been looking for. I'm with anybody and so much more.
Little dirty bitch, I love to fuck. Treat me like a slut. Little dirty bitch, I love to fuck. Treat me like a slut. Little dirty bitch, I love to fuck. Treat me like a slut. Little dirty bitch, I love to fuck.
Hold on. Bear with me. This is genius, okay? I feel like you could mix the two songs together somehow. The theme of this song is treat her like a lady. Right? Right?
Don't be afraid, don't be afraid, walk away.
The song is like treat her like a lady. Chivalry is dead. Don't be a freak. And then you have the Kim Petras song saying,
Compliment her on her hair.
Little dirty bitch, I love to fuck.
Treat her like a lady.
Little dirty bitch, I love to fuck.
do you see the competing themes? The concept of chivalry being dead and like treat her like a lady. But this lady is asking her to.
Treat me like a slut. Little dirty bitch, I love to fuck.
Anyway. Anyways, let's take the Fear and Host test real quick.
Moment I wake up, before I put on my makeup, I say a little prayer for you. And while combing my hair now,
Good morning. Good morning. It is me, Austin Show, with the power of infinite bust. Hold on, chat. I need another song to start with. This is better. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard. I'm going to start off the broadcast by saying hello to each and every one of you. Good morning, Hospaz. Sure, it's Sean decided that they'd start their morning with a beautiful subscription to Austin Show. Thank you very much. What a waste. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It actually wasn't a waste. It wasn't a waste. I've got a lot of explaining to do because I haven't been here for 2 weeks. Richie, hello. Simply Joe, hello. Faux Ceremony, hello. 1% Juiced, hello. Club Tropicana, hello. Good morning. Thai Guy 2022, hello. Taser Faced, hello. Tim Preston 187, hello. Can I call on WhatsApp? Bro, just, I've seen you typing. You're over 30 years old. It's time to grow young. I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say. I'm so tired. Hello, Petey. Hello, Not Thumpy. Hello. Hello, Salamandra con patas. Nice to see you. Hello. Apple or banana? Aren't most of us over 30? No. I have a cool Gen Z audience. Right? Huh? I have a cool Gen Z audience. Where's my Gen Z audience at? Yeah. Come on, I know you're all Gen Z, right? All you guys are young and cool, right? You listen to music like this. I like how this song has been out for like 2 years. Kosegu, watashi wa sta. Okay. All right. Rapid stutter, hello. Oh my God, bumper's pissed. Fuck. You know what? Having cats is everything you want to do. They want to do the opposite. All right. And right now, I got up to close the door. I got up to close the door, and he immediately got up from his chair to go leave. He's like, I am going to leave now, Daddy. I'm gonna leave now. Are you gonna leave now? Okay, I gotta let him out. There he goes. Off he goes. It's a bit loud. I understand him. Hey. Good morning. How are you guys this morning? How are you guys? On a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling? 1 being the worst, 10 being I'm feeling amazing. Oh, I've got a hype train. What a my hype trains start if anybody even looks at my stream. They're like, oh my God, Austin's live. You miss me. We've got 8, 6, 5, 2, 2, 6, 4. God damn. Is it this miserable being a leftist? You know, often I think it's really like, I'm not saying, look, there are some dumb motherfuckers out there, but God, are they happy, you know? They're just out there, just dumb as shit, just happy as a motherfucker. They're just happy as ever, just dumb as hell. You know, you gotta appreciate a little bit. I don't want to be stupid. I mean, some people think I'm stupid, but I'm not, I promise. Anyway, ladies, I freaking love whales. Hello, thank you so much. I love whales too. Welcome aboard. I'm sorry for being gone, but I have some bad news to tell you. It's actually not bad news anymore, but I got, well, nobody knows this. Okay, nobody knows this. I didn't want to tell anybody because if they got what I had, I would feel guilty. All right. So I was sick and I didn't tell anybody that I was sick, like that I felt sick. So I left. I mean, I isolated myself from everybody and I had a cold. No, I didn't get the clap. Like what in the homophobia? What? I didn't get chlamydia, for God's sake. Why do you have to think that? Why in the Izzy Beach Bum? Thank you very much. I didn't get chlamydia. I didn't get gonorrhea. Okay. I didn't get anything. I got a fucking, was it COVID? No, it wasn't fucking COVID. Okay. All right. It wasn't actually, I have no fucking idea. It could have been COVID. I have no idea. I didn't test. Anyway, The moment I had symptoms, I immediately went into a large crowd of people. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I didn't. Come on. I didn't do that. I immediately went to my hotel. All right. I went to a hotel and I isolated myself. All right. For 24 hours. I ran a fever. Anyway, that's why I didn't stream last week, is because of that. And also, I've got some good news. My best friend in the whole world just got married. He's a married man. And I got the opportunity to be his best man. And I am so proud of him. I couldn't be prouder. Oh, I'm going to cry. He got married, and he has made such a journey, and he am so proud of the man he's become. And, why am I crying? What the fuck? And he is, I was the best man, and I got to speak at his wedding. No, Hassan's one of my best friends, but this is my best friend in the whole world. Yes, I gave a speech. So I went to Tennessee, okay? That's where he lives. He lives in Tennessee. Wise Moon 20, thank you very much. And I got to give a speech in Tennessee, in a small town in Tennessee, because that's where his wife now is from. And did I say anything bad? No, but the funny thing is Kirk, you guys know Kirk. Kirk and I have such a close relationship and have been so close over the years that a lot of people, when I came out as gay, a lot of people thought I was dating Kirk because we were not Charlie Kirk, okay? Not Charlie Kirk, okay? This is a first name, all right? This is not Carry the Flame Kirk, all right? So they thought I was dating Kirk. So, anyway, a lot of people in the audience, we were in Tennessee, all right? And there's a lot of conservative people in the crowd, okay? A lot of conservative Catholics in the crowd. They got married in a Catholic church, okay? I respect everybody's right to worship. And anyway, so I made some jokes as the best man speech. And one of the lines of the speech was, so a couple things. My ex-boyfriend, who I love and adore, was at the wedding because Kirk knew him very well because Kirk actually lived with us for a brief period of time. So my ex-boyfriend was at the wedding, and Christian was also at the wedding. And if you know me, you know that I have a great relationship with my ex-boyfriend. And Christian and him actually traveled together to go to the wedding. So they came to the wedding with each other. So they're like good friends. We're all good friends. It was not a thrilling threesome, for God's sake. We don't fuck each other. We are platonic. We all shared a room, actually, but it was platonic, okay? It's platonic. I talk about the people that we fuck all the time. We didn't have sex. It's a platonic relationship, all right? Swear to God, on my mother. I know that's inappropriate, but it's not inappropriate because I'm serious. Pete Hegseth is testifying right now in front of the... Okay, interesting. I may have to... Is that live? Is that happening live, or that already happened? Oh, that already happened. Son of a bitch. Anyway, sorry, ADHD. Let me finish this story. So, my ex-boyfriend was there, and Christian was there. All right? So, during my speech, I made a joke, and I said, Kirk and I have been all over the world together. We've been to Paris. We've been to the Netherlands. We've been to Scandinavia. We've been to London. We've been to the Caribbean. And I know what you may be thinking. Kirk's got some explaining to do. No, he doesn't. But I certainly did when I came out as gay and Kirk wasn't the man I was dating, right? And then I say, if you don't believe me, the man I was dating is right over there next to the man I'm currently dating, right? Okay. So everybody laughed, right? And another thing that I had said, yeah. So another thing that I had said, all right. And so I say that, and at the end of the speech, all the younger people came up to me. They're like, "Great fucking speech. That was an awesome speech." Do you want me to tell the other story that I told? The other story that I told? I don't know. Maybe I could. It's actually a Twitch related story. But so I told this other story about Kirk and I one year. We were one of the early adopters of the IRL initiative on Twitch. And we got an opportunity to go do IRL streams in Europe. And one of the IRL streams we did was Berlin. And anyway, we went to Berlin and we dressed up as Santa Claus and an elf to give out Christmas presents to the German people because we thought that would be a great idea. So Kirk and I, we went and got a big sack of gifts and we started giving out gifts to the German people. And we're like, do you want a gift? 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 And nobody wanted our gift. And then we were like, oh, no, I don't want it. Oh, what are you doing? And we're like, where the hell is the Christmas spirit? So we end up going to a Christmas market and we're like, do you want a gift? Do you want a gift? Nobody wants a gift. And we're like, what the hell is this? The Germans are so stiff. And we were telling this, story to our German friend. And if there's any Germans in here, gift in German means poison. So we were trying to give gifts to people saying, we'd like to give you a gift, but gift in German means poison. The German word for present is actually geschenkt, not poison. So anyway, I told that story at the wedding. It got a great amount of laughter. But anyway, after the speech, because I had talked about how close Kirk and I were, some of the more Southern conservative people were like, well, man, I don't know. I tell you what, was Kirk gay before?
Let's talk about your daddy.
I swear, now he's obviously been healed and he's straight now, but was he gay before?
I'll tell you about the drifting cowboy band.
Anyway, but it was a wonderful wedding, but I thought, because I talk so much about our relationship, people thought that we were gay together at one point. But anyway, so I went to that wedding and I'm so proud. Everybody hearts for Kirk in the chat. He's not really a streamer anymore. So, of course, the best man speech was about Austin. Have you ever listened to a best man speech? Have you ever a best man speech is you're supposed to tell a story about you and the groom, you dumb motherfucker. Of course, it's about me and the groom. That's what you're supposed to do. And then I went on to talk about the bride and how wonderful she was and how great they are together, etc., etc. Have you never been to a wedding? You're supposed to talk about yourself in your relationship with the groom. You've never been to a wedding? Well, fuck. Let's see. Where's that comment? Let me find him. Midnight Gem. Have you said a word since then? No jokes. That was a shitty joke. You hear me? That was a shitty joke, and you should be ashamed of yourself. A lot of people are like, oh, it's kidding. Well, get a new fucking job. How about that? Don't do comedy anymore. Because it was true? What was true? You have a lot of fucking nerve. You know that? To do that, to type like that in front of Salamandra con patas. I don't know why that chatter's name makes me laugh. Salamandra con patas. Mi nombre es Salamandra con patas. I don't even know what that means in Spanish. Salamandra con patas in English. Salamander with legs. What kind of name is that? Hola, clase. La palabra del día es salamandra y patas. Oh my God, that'd be a great name on Twitch. Salamandra con patas. That's my Twitch name. Hola, clase. Bienvenidos. La palabra este día es salamandra con patas. What do you mean? A salamandra? A salamander without legs?
Here, we'll come back to order.
What the fuck?
Secretary, can you hear my
What the hell
voice
is...
clearly? General, can you hear my microphone now?
What's going on?
Yes, sir.
What in the
Gentleman from
hell?
Ohio, Mr. Turner's recognized.
What in the hell's going
Mr.
on? Are we what? What the hell?
Your written testimony on page 20.
What the hell's going on? Are we watching
includes
Pete
a
Hexon?
statement concerning
Do you guys
the
want to watch
importance
this?
of FISA and Section 702.
Wait,
which
is this
incredibly
live?
Timely because
Are we watching this?
this body's going to
C-SPAN?
be voting today.
What is
on
this?
702, which could be expiring
No,
this week.
we're monitoring
You
the
state
situation.
This vital tool keeps Americans
What
safe,
is this?
provides critical intelligence to our warfighters, and is subject to a rigorous system of oversight.
What
by
is
all
this?
three branches of government to guarantee the protection of the constitutional rights of the American people.
You don't give
I
a
wanna you
fuck about the
moment
comps.
To expound on that because this is going to be very important because there's several people who right now
They
in
don't
this
give a
body are
fuck
gonna be
about the
considering
Constitution.
their support
Why are we
for
playing this?
702's reauthorization.
Well, thank you for that opportunity. This department
Scott, what am I doing?
strongly supports the reauthorization of FISA 702.
What the hell does that
And
even
it is
mean?
not hyperbole
Who the
to
hell is
say
Han
many of the most
Hegseth?
important missions we have executed could not have happened without the intelligence gathered through FISA 702. So we would urge members to support that. So we can
Pete
continue
Hegseth
to-
couldn't even be casted as a Secretary
Secretary, I
of
appreciate
Defense
your comments that
in a
were read.
movie.
Must never be permitted to obtain a nuclear weapon. There has been many comments that have been made concerning allies who have
The
not
honorary
assisted or
Pete
supported the effort
Hegseth? Oh, what a
of obtaining.
joke.
There have been many allies who have been essential for us to be able to execute the functions necessary both for Midnight Hammer and for the current ongoing operation. I'd like to ask you to speak for a moment about the essential aspect of the allies that are supporting the effort. There are bases that are necessary, are forward operating facilities, both our allies in the mid.
Yeah, they won't
East,
call it a
both
war.
Our NATO allies.
Do you guys
those in
want to
Europe
watch this? I don't want to watch
throughout,
this.
We would not be able to.
I have more things to
undertake
tell
this
you.
Current operation with.
This is boring, isn't it? We'll just watch the highlights later. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna do fun stuff like watch the Van Jones Hassan Piker video. Also, I want to tell you something that I found yesterday, and I'm gonna show you. You guys ready? You guys ready? You guys ready? This is a very big surprise. I want to show you. It's very big. I found something yesterday. Ready? You guys ready? I'll be right back.
One eye in the mirror as you watched yourself carve out, and all the girls dreamed that they'd be your partner, they'd be your partner, and you're so vain. You probably think this song is about you. You're so
Yesterday, I couldn't have been prouder. I went and found my grandfather's letters to government officials in the 1980s. And in these letters, my grandfather wrote letters criticizing the state of Israel and their treatment of the Palestinian people. And I'm going to read you one of these letters. Just real quick, I just want to talk about how proud I was to be the grandson of my Lebanese grandfather. It's funny because like some of these letters have nothing to do with Israel at all or like anything. And this is one letter that has nothing to do with it. He says, I don't know. See, some of these people could be problematic. So I'm going to look them up. But this was also a long time ago. So I don't know. So Monka S in the chat, be careful. But like, he was like, I would like to recommend that you employ Sylvester Hendricks as one of your talk show hosts as much as possible. He is a brilliant young man who knows how to handle himself on the air, and he's extremely popular with listeners. Evidence of this is that he almost always has full lines when he's on. If he were to be more frequently, I'm sure your listening audience would increase. Please do what you can so that we may enjoy Sylvester's comments and discussions with callers more frequently. Sincerely, my grandfather. Is that a bad person? Oh shit. Not off to a good start. Not off to a good start. Some context, by the way. I think, like, after reading some of these letters, my grandfather was like, he was born in 1924. Okay. So keep some of that in mind. All right. Let me read one of these reports. Ready? Dear Representative Obey. Now, Representative Obey was a U.S. representative, House of Representative for the state of Wisconsin. All right. And he was in office, I think, all the way up until the 2011. Okay. Do you know Obey? He said this. He said, my grandfather says, on July 12th, 1989, Dear Representative, I feel like I'm preaching like at a church. Dear Representative Obey, I'm a member of Presbyterian Advocates, and I don't want to say anything else. We feel very strongly that the resolution of Representative Howard C. Nielsen of Utah should be adopted, and that Congress should demand that Israel perform at least this one humanitarian act of reopening schools in the West Bank and keeping them open. Mr. Nielsen's resolution is dated May 16th, 1989. He is to be commended for it. I would have addressed this request to our representative, Al Coyne, who's an Oregon representative, but his views in support of Israel, regardless of her atrocities, are well known. Sincerely, my grandfather. That was July 12th, 1989. All right. Here's another one. Dear George, my grandmother, he said, my grandmother, so my grandmother's name, and I want to thank you most sincerely for the eloquent sermon you preached last Sunday. It was a rare privilege for us to hear a sermon in which the basic principles of Christianity were outlined and to hear from the pulpit how these principles of human conduct are being violated by the Zionists in Israel. You also noted the great irony of Israel's misuse of our tax dollars in their atrocities against the Palestinians. While we Presbyterians and others contribute our resources to these brave people to relieve at least some of their suffering. There are some who would say that a discussion of Zionism and Israel's Nazi-like tactics is an inappropriate mixture of religion and politics. To them, we would say this: we must consider the suffering that we are causing by our support of Israel. Our very existence as a Christian nation is endangered if we don't speak out. Many thanks, George. We would like to get a tape or transcript of your fine sermon. This is July 25th, 1989. Here, let's see. This is a letter my grandfather wrote to C-SPAN, August 15th, 1989. I am so sick, and dear C-SPAN, I am so sick and tired of reading, hearing, and seeing the Zionist defenders of Israel, the defenders of the indefensible. Their tactic is to divert attention from Israel's atrocities and to obfuscate the hostage issue by forever placing blame on the Arabs. And then he says that's like blaming a woman for something horrific that could happen to them. I don't want to say the word. I suggest the comments from the interviews with our following patriotic Jewish Americans would be most helpful to our understanding of the hostage problem. And okay, I want to say this. He says this is before Epstein files, okay? He didn't have the internet, all right? He says, I suggest the comments and interviews, and then he says, Dr. Noam Chomsky. Okay, but this was August 15th, 1989, okay? This is before Epstein, all right? This is before all this stuff, okay? All right? And actually what's interesting is I don't know. Okay, so this is interesting, and I need some historical analysis here. Because remember, this is 1989. This is during the Bush Senior administration. He says, President Bush and Secretary Baker are to be commended for their handling of the problem. I don't know what it was. They see clearly that their interests of the United States do not coincide with the Nazi-like policies of the government of Israel. So I don't know what Senior Bush did at this moment, but my grandfather held him in interesting favor. Did it have to do with the hostage crisis? I don't know. Because he goes on to thank the president for something, and the president of the United States in here actually wrote back to my grandfather and signed a letter. All right, George H.W. Bush. I have a signed letter from George H.W. Bush and Barbara Bush in here, in this pamphlet in 1989. Hold on, where is it? Let's see. It's where is it? Hold on, it's in here somewhere. What did he? Oh, here he writes to Newt Gingrich. You guys want to hear this one? Oh my God, this is insane. This letter's insane. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? I don't know if you're enjoying this, by the way. This is kind of niche. This is kind of niche. Dear Representative Gingrich, May 15th, 1990. The New American View of May 1st shows your picture above. This subheading, Newt Gingrich making brownie points with AIPAC? We are sick and tired, to put it very mildly, of traitors to our American ideals who continue to drain our national resources for the benefit of a tiny, cruel, and unjust country like Israel, which can't even govern itself. Instead of criticizing Senator Bob Dole for proposing cuts in aid to Israel, every patriotic American should be cheering him. Enclosed with this letter is a little item in some sort of publication of some sort. I sincerely hope that your constituents learn of your love for Israel at our tremendous expense. Sincerely, my grandfather. Anyway, I want to give a little history why I'm talking about this, because obviously it's very... my grandfather was talking about this in a time in the late 80s and, obviously throughout his life when this wasn't very popular sentiment, okay? And I couldn't have been prouder that what he's talking about is almost identical to what we see today, almost identical. And he was far ahead of his time, and I couldn't be prouder. And he talks about, and I'm going to read you one more quote because I think it's profound, okay? One more quote, and how meaningful I think it is. Just a little context. I'll give you some context on my grandfather, but he said this. He said, "Where is the moral outrage that should be directed at the Nazi-like tactics of the Israeli government? Why do we continue an endless stream of dollars to a nation whose principles are diametrically opposed to our own?" June 24th, 1989. Now, I think what really stuck out to me is that my grandfather was saying Nazi-like tactics, which is what we see today, in 1989, okay? And what's so profound about that is my grandfather was a World War II sorry, I read the chat. My grandfather was a World War II veteran, okay? He fought the Nazis in World War II. My grandfather captured Nazis in World War II. He fought in the Battle of the Bulge. Okay. He fought in Germany in 1944. My grandfather fought for freedom overseas in the 40s in World War II. And the fact that he's using that association is very profound. Me saying it or Hassan saying it or anybody else saying it doesn't make it any less true, but doesn't it hit just a little harder when you fought fascism overseas and you lived it and you captured Nazis? Doesn't it hit just a little harder when he's writing that way in 1989? And the atrocities continued. And to know, I just know my grandfather would be absolutely, enraged right now with what's happening. But I think he would see hope in the fact that the sentiment that he had and carried his entire life is now being realized by younger generations and the entirety of the American people. Really, the sentiment, the public sentiment is changing. So I think there would be reason for him to have some degree of hope. And I don't know what I'm going to do with these letters, but I don't know if I'm going to publish them or whatever, but it's crazy how you could redate that to July 2026 or 2025, and it would be just as relevant today as it is 40 years ago. It's incredible. Now, and so basically the overall, I was reading through the book, the scrapbook that my grandma, I think, put together. But he, take it to Pawn Stars. I'm not going to sell my grandfather's letters. But basically the overall thing was my grandfather was very passionate, and my goal is his grandson, and I don't know when I'm going to do it, but my grandfather, I didn't even know about this when he was living. He died when I was 16 years old, 15, 16 years old. I had no idea. I take a certain sense of, pride and responsibility to carry his writings and to carry them on, because he kept them for a purpose. He kept them for a purpose. He made it El Stutter. Your name is egg sandwich in Japanese. Very nice. I like that. I love tamago sandwiches. Very good. Anyway, yeah, carry the flame. So I'm very proud. That's my Lebanese grandfather show, even though I'm not going to tell you his actual name because it's partly my name. Now, I want to tell you something cool that happened recently. Their house, my grandparents' house, went up for sale, and I had an opportunity to go tour it. And it was a house that I grew up in. I didn't live there, but I grew up there because it was my grandparents' house. And the entire house had been remodeled until you went down to the basement. And the only room that maintained its original form from the day that my grandfather bought that house where he wrote these letters was his office. And they kept it the same room, same carpet, same wallpaper, same everything. And it still smelled like his pipe smoke. He used to smoke a pipe. And so I went down there, and he used to, he was where he wrote all those letters. So anyway, not to what a crazy, it's a crazy, thing. And then shortly thereafter, I dug up all his letters from, I wish he would have lived a little longer for me to grow up, to be able to have some intellectual conversations with him, because he died in 2011, but he had so my grandfather died of prostate cancer, which is a very treatable cancer. It kind of pisses me off that he died of it, but he also had Parkinson's disease. So he suffered from that from 2000. He fell in 2005, and he lived in an adult care facility with 24/7 round the clock care till he died in 2011-ish. But I couldn't have any conversations with him because I was too young to have conversations like that, right? I wanted to ask him about World War II because, my grandfather would never go back to Germany. He would never go back. He refused to go back to Europe. He's like, I'm not going back, because my dad was like, Dad, let's go back to Europe. Let's go back to Germany, whatever. And he wouldn't do it. And we always wondered why. And he wouldn't talk about it. He wouldn't talk. My dad would try to get my grandfather to talk about the war and his time over there in Europe. He wouldn't talk about it. And we went back and looked at where he documented his entire time over in Europe. And we went back and looked, and he was very close to, he was right in the same city as the same day that they liberated a Nazi work camp. And so he probably saw some horrific atrocities that he would never talk about ever in his entire life. After whatever he saw in Germany in the 40s was so horrific that he never, ever wanted to speak of it. So, yeah, it was just horrible, But anyway, did I miss it, or did Austin already say which side his grandpa fought for in World War II? Brother, my grandfather was full Lebanese. He was born and raised in Lincoln, Nebraska. Okay, he wasn't German. He wasn't born in Germany. He didn't immigrate to Germany. Actually, my grandmother's side did immigrate from Germany, but not in the 1800s. Yeah. I don't know what his views on homosexuality were. I can't imagine they were progressive. Okay? I I can't imagine my grandfather was like, yes, love is love. You know what I mean? I don't think that he was, I think they were of, my grandparents were born in the 20s, and they would call gay people homosexuals, like that's it. He was woke for his time, right? Now, my grandmother, my mom's mom was actually woke. She died in her late 80s. But when she died, she was like, first of all, now you may call her a lib, but consider the fact that she died in 2017. So the saddest thing is she saw Trump get elected, which is so fucking sad. She voted for my grandfather voted for Barack Obama, the grandfather that I just, read. In 2008, the last president he voted for was Barack Obama. My grandmother, my mom's mom, voted for Obama twice and Hillary Clinton. But my grandmother, my mom's mom, was actually woke. I never got a chance to come out to her as gay, but my cousin did. And you know what my grandma would do? My grandma was so cute. She was 4'9", little thing, used to wear high heels, and she was just a firecracker. I'd try to help her down the stairs because she's older, and she's like, get off of me. I got it. And she was so amazing. My grandmother, my mom's mom, was unbelievable. I had amazing grandparents. She was unbelievable. Everybody was Grammy's boy, Grammy's girl, Grammy's boy. She was a fire. Let me see. I've got a voicemail. Oh, sorry. This is a weird stream today. It's a weird stream today. But my grandmother used to be she was a firecracker. And she, let's see if I got, let's see, 2013. Okay. This is my grandmother wishing me a happy birthday in 2013.
Hi, darling. This is Grandma. Oh, I can't believe you're 20 years old, Austin. Next year, you're going to be 21 years old. We'll have a beer or something, okay? Honey, Grandma loves you so much. You know that. And give me a call so I can talk to you if you have time. Love you, darling. Bye.
Anyway, I kept that voicemail and I listened to it every birthday. Holy shit. Wow, I'm so big. Anyway. Yeah. But anyway, what am I doing? So anyway, she was a firecracker, and I want to play this voicemail, but it says my middle name in it. So let me try to find that. Let me scroll past the part that she says my middle name, because she says she full names me because she was pissed. So hold on, give me a second. Okay, it got past it. Ready? She was pissed about. Just listen.
If you haven't gotten your flu shot, Grandma's going to kick your butt. You call me. You said you'd call me when you got it. Now you call me and let me know one way or the other. Do I have to come down there and get it for you? Love you.
She always ended with love you no matter what. She was pissed. She's like, you got to get your fucking flu shot. She was pissed at me. She wanted to make sure that I have my flu shot, and she worried nonstop about that. Now, my grandfather, so she got remarried, and my grandfather, I could never understand him on the phone. And he would always fuck up. My brother's name is Justin, so he would always fuck up our names because yeah, so my grandfather was Portuguese Hawaiian, so he had an accent. It was very thick. Listen.
Hey, Austin, it's me. He told me to call you back when it stops. So I called you back. Call me back.
So he had like a very thick accent. I don't know. Yeah, he was Portuguese Hawaiian, right? I don't know if that's a thing. Is that a thing? I don't know. He sounds Brazilian. No, he. I can't understand him. Neither could we. Oh my God. So funny. Anyway, he would I'm trying to find a voicemail where he fucked up my name. Oh yeah, hey Justin. So my name's Austin, but look.
Hey, Justin, this is me. Why don't you give me a call? Bye.
So he, I mean, my brother's name was Justin, but my mom, like, how cruel is that? My name is AUS Austin and Justin. Like, it's so fucking like Austin Justin. So anyway, but back to my grandma being woke. So I never got an opportunity to come out to my grandmother, but my cousin did. And my grandmother used to invite him over and they would paint nails together. Okay. They would watch the Kardashians together. They would gossip together, you know? So my grandma was like actually ahead of her time. She was from the era where, you know, women took care of their husbands and things like that. You know what I mean? Oh, I don't want to make that seem like, you know what I mean? She was from a more chauvinistic era of time where women were unfortunately placed in a spot and expected to be a certain way. But she was a feminist. She got divorced a couple times, but remarried to my grandfather, who she stayed with for the rest of her life. But she would not. Yeah. One time, my mom, this was like in the 70s, right? And my mom said that her piano teacher kicked her. And my mom went home to tell my grandmother. Oh my God. My grandmother was little, 4'9". She marched down to that school. And let's just say that teacher didn't work there anymore after that. She walked down immediately, and that teacher did not work there. She got her ass. Anyway, the reason why my grandparents are so old is because my mom is the youngest. My dad's parents didn't have children until 12 years after they were married. And I'm the youngest. Like, chat, I have a 45-year-old brother, right? I have a 45-year-old brother. My mom is a super mom, right? My mom is a super mom. My mom was a single mother of 3. She was raising 3 kids. And, you know, that's why I have so much respect for my dad. My dad met my mom when she had 3 kids. And you know what the first thing my mom said to my dad? My mom goes, "I got 3 kids." You know, my dad's like, "Can I take you out sometime?" And my mom's like, "No, I have 3 kids. Just want to let you know." And he goes, "I don't care." And he married her. And then he had me. Yeah. My dad was persistent as hell. So my mom tells a story about, sorry, this is like family history that nobody knows shit about me. So I'm just telling you my family history. My mom said that my mom and her best friend went out to a club, and my dad was sitting across the club. This is like back in the 80s or some shit. And my mom just glanced over at my dad, and my dad kind of looks like me-ish, I guess, but he had dark black hair, jet black hair. And this is like in the 80s. And my mom just glanced at him. And, well, he got up and thought that was his moment. And so he went over and tried to chat her up. And so, and my mom thought he was kind of weird. And so he got her number, and my mom gave her my grandmother's number. Okay. And my dad called and called my grandma's house, which my mom was at from time to time. And my mom would go to my grandma's house to talk to my dad. And my dad tried to get a date with her. And she said, no, it's my son's birthday, which is my older brother's birthday. I can't do that day. And he said, well, get me another date. And he said, my mom said he wouldn't let her get off the phone till they had a date planned. All right. Now, I'll be honest with you. That level of persistence these days probably isn't acceptable. But anyway, they ask how your parents meet. You'll see. You know what I mean? He ask how your parents met. You know what I mean? It's a different time. But anyway, they went on a date, and my mom said that she would not let him come over. She wouldn't let him meet the kids at all, obviously, because it was just a guy she was dating. My mom wouldn't let him meet the kids until, like, I think it took her like a year or something, maybe like a year and a half before he let her introduce to the kids, because she didn't want the kids to be confused. You know, who is this guy? And 4 years later, my mom tried to leave him because she told him, if you're not going to marry me, I'm leaving. Yeah. She said, if you're not going to marry me, it's been 4 years. If you're not going to marry me, I'm moving on with my life. Right? And then my dad went, well, will you marry me? And that's how he... Rizless. Completely rizless. And he's like, well, will you marry me? And then he married her right there. Then they got married. Okay. That was my mom. And my mom, love my mom. My mom is super woke. Okay. My mom self-describes herself as a democratic socialist. Okay. She self-prescribes herself as a democratic socialist. I came out to her. She obviously had no issue with me being gay. And you know what's interesting is when I came out, you know what shocked me is my mom didn't have a problem with me being gay. Obviously, she was a fag hag. Like, I don't know if you ever heard that term, but she had a lot of gay. She was like she was the woman of all the gay friends, right? So she had like all sorts of. Have you not heard that term? I said the F slur. Twitch banned me. Oh no, I said the F slur. Oh no. But like that's what that's what it's called. The term is called fag hag. I'm gay, by the way. I mean, I don't know what else what do I need to do to prove it? Do I need to throat the mic? You know, what do I need to do? Anyway, so stop what? God forbid a boy get crazy and throat the mic. I didn't moan. That's you. Listen to yourself. Take your headphones off. I need to order a coffee. I haven't even ordered a coffee. This is ridiculous. Hold on. Can I order a coffee? So, but what shocked me is my dad, my mom, was worried for me. Okay? She was worried for me because my mom was worried. She was upset because she was worried about the life that she didn't want her son to live or have a different, like, be treated differently because of his sexuality, right? Like she wanted, so she was worried. So she was concerned. But I told her, I was like, look, Mom, please, I am not, like, I am happy this way. Anyway, it was fine. But my dad, I was actually shocked. My dad was like, I don't give a damn, son. I don't care. I don't know why he sounds like this. My dad don't have a Southern accent, but he's like, God damn it. I don't know. My dad kind of sounds like this. I don't know. And anyway, and he always says, God damn it. God damn it. God damn traffic. He's always pissed about the traffic. I don't know why. I'm like, Dad, you're fucking retired, dude. You're retired. My dad always bitches about the traffic. I'm like, just don't go anywhere. You're retired. What are you bitching about? I don't know if you guys have retired parents, but they just bitch about stuff. I'm like, why are you complaining? You have literally nothing to do. I'm so busy. What? You're retired. God, I didn't even know. You know what I mean? It's like they were born in the 50s and 60s and 70s. And it's not an excuse, but we need to take the time to educate, right? You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of people's parents don't even try, right? Press 1 if your parents don't even try. Press 2 if they try. I mean, there's a lot of people, you can't say the R slur, Dad. But I mean, they don't. See, the thing is, my parents don't, I don't even think, first of all, they don't say the R slur. My parents don't. But I imagine if my parents did say the R slur, they would be doing so with the medical terminology of it. You know, they would be saying it so offensively, but like the way that they used to use it was like the medical, like they would be describing, you know what I mean? I don't know. They wouldn't be using it like the gamers, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't think it's based, but I don't know. You know? Yeah. Yeah. When I worked on cars, you often had to, well, I mean, you know, the word carries different meaning. Like when you're flying an Airbus and you're flying a plane, right? When you're flying a plane, and you get close to the ground, the plane will go 50, 40, 30, 20, R word, 5. And then it will go like this. And if you don't believe me, I'm going to play it for you. Ready? Here we go. Ready? Here we go.
Call outs. 2,500, 2,000, 1,000, 500, 400, 300, 200, 100, 100 above, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 10, 5.
Okay, that is the ground proximity warning system of the Airbus system, right? And if you don't believe me, here's an actual landing with the call outs in it. Here we go. Look. Listen.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard, retard, retard.
Okay. Okay, so it every time they land, they say that. And the reason is because, all right, because you are
40, 30,
right?
20, retard.
You are
retard, retard.
approaching the ground, all right? And you need to pull the throttles back, right? So you need to, have you ever heard of a fire retardant? Right? Right? It's the same use of the word, right? Right? It means they're telling you to pull the thrust back, right? They're telling you to pull the thrust back. Does that make sense? Okay. No, this is not a patch note. I'm not encouraging you to say that. You can't just drop the R slur, okay, and be like, no, I meant for you to pull your thrust back to idle. No, that's such a stretch. You could use the F slur for cigarette easier than you could use this slur, okay? I wasn't calling him the R slur. I was telling him to put his thrust to idle. That's ridiculous. You know what I mean? You know? You know what I'm saying? Hi, Christian. Christian just landed in Los Angeles. The almighty F slur. Find the clip from the Simpsons, the almighty F slur. Oh no, I don't know if I want to. The Simpsons. The almighty F. The Simpsons, we form a mighty. No. It's.
I hate Nelson.
Oh no. Okay. Can I watch this from The Simpsons? It's the use of the F slur, right? So like I've got the pass. I don't know if I am I getting banned? I can watch this. This should be fun.
I hate Nelson's parties. He makes you look at his baseball cards and tell him they're good. They're not good.
I don't like him. I'll bet Nelson won't even have gift bags.
Unthinkable.
Is that legal?
Wait, what if nobody goes? He can't kill all of us.
He's right. Individually, we are weak, like a single twig. But as a bundle, we form a mighty faggot.
Well said.
That's insane.
Good evening from the CBS LA newsroom.
What
I'm
the
assignment
fuck
editor
is this?
Mike Rogers here at the desk. We are tracking a pursuit of a motorcycle. Looks like a dirt bike.
What?
Sky Cow's Desmond Shaw is overhead. Des, we just saw a
What the
CHP unit
fuck?
try to pull him over once again, and the guy is not stopping.
This was yesterday.
All right, we're going to work on getting Desmond's audio set up there, but I can tell you this is a specialized unit of the California Highway Patrol. It is one of their tactical units, their
Oh, come on, man.
enforcement
Really?
units that have been out there that particularly look for problematic issues like this.
Brother, I'm so sorry. I've been to Los Angeles, okay? I've been to Los Angeles. I'm going there today, all right? I'm there every fucking week. There's a lot bigger fish to fry than a fucking guy on a motorcycle, a dirt bike.
It's like street takeovers, like these out-of-control dirt bikes that are going through the town.
What do you mean out-of-control dirt bikes?
These various things. They have been tracking this for quite some time. There's a CHP fixed wing that is overhead. Units pulled off.
They brought in a helicopter for a dirt bike?
For a little while, and just moments ago, that's what we were waiting for, is for that unit to come back up behind it and try to stop.
Brother, we need to, look.
And that is what happened.
You know what? we do need to make some cuts, I think.
And the unit has, the dirt bike rather, as you can see, has not stopped. Now, this rider was going a lot faster, but in the last couple of minutes,
Wait, what is that, a phone? What
actually
is
been
that?
on his cell phone. Look at this. As the CHP unit gets right up against him there, he has been on his cell phone. He had a helmet on at one point and took it off so he could talk on the phone. He still has the phone in one of his hands there, even though that CHP unit is right behind him. Obviously problematic here for the CHP is that this guy's on a dirt bike, which makes it difficult for them to do any kind of pursuit intervention technique. No pit maneuvers here. No spike strips are going to happen as you deal with a guy that is on this dirt bike here coming through Gardena and Denver Avenue.
Yeah, could you imagine if he was on, he's not on Grindr. Do you
we
imagine?
Are just, kind of in the Gardena area. We are south of the 105, just off the 110, just to the west side of the 110, or excuse me, the east side, I believe.
Did he
of the
just run a red
110
light?
Here on Figueroa and Gardena. Figueroa has been a
he must be
constant street. There you look at him. It looks like, I can't even tell. It looks like he may be even recording or on FaceTime. He's got a phone up to his face there. I think we have communication with Dez. Dez, can you hear us now? All right, we don't have Desmond quite yet there, but it looks like, yeah, look at that. He's either
I bet he's live streaming.
on FaceTime. Yeah, Des thinks he may be live streaming, I hear him saying.
Damn, I wish.
So, yeah, I mean, look, obviously this guy does not seem to be too concerned over law enforcement that is obviously right behind him and has been trying to pull him over. He's, now totally disregarding the law and what the public officials want him to do as he's got the phone up. Now, we have seen CHP.
Okay, well, welcome to our CBS viewers here as we are looking at a
We have
very
seen the
unorthodox
CHP in the
pursuit
past.
along Broadway and Gardena
come in here and actually try to.
It's CHP that is in pursuit of a dirt bike, not a motorcycle. This is a dirt bike. It was wanted for speed, but probably also the fact that it's just on public roadways because a bike like this is definitely not legal. As we take a look here, as we zoom in on this
Who gives a
motorcyclist
fuck?
right now,
I
you
mean,
can see he actually had his helmet on, and then we got overhead, and he threw his helmet off, and he is at the very least on his phone. I suspect that he's live streaming as we double in. It's really just ridiculous thing to see this
like,
guy
Chad,
on these streets.
am I crazy to think that they should just
he's got his phone in his
let
hand,
this guy
not wearing a
go
helmet.
and wait till he gets off his bike?
Red lights,
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you already have a helicopter. If you really want, oh my God. Like, if you really want him that bad, why don't you just like take a helicopter and just follow him with the helicopter? If you really want him that bad, you're already doing it. You know? Doesn't that make more sense?
Doing this on Imperial Highway earlier as well. Really just kind of ridiculous. Now he can't even get back over to the right side here for this section as the road is divided. So CHP trying to kind of take this as gingerly as they can. They try to kind of box him in there.
God.
Obviously very nimble on a dirt bike here, able to, squeeze into some pretty tight places and around those officers, and they don't want to be too aggressive lest this person crash and get seriously injured. So it's just a really tough situation for CHP officers. Kind of surprised that CHP is the one that's involved in this because we've only seen this on surface streets.
Yeah.
Deputies have had their helicopter overhead.
Should we let's scroll ahead because this isn't live. Let's see what happens with this.
Such a rash of this in recent years, where it's like the whole MO of these suspects is just to be as aggravating as possible to law enforcement and almost kind of dare them to.
He's on the phone.
Seems, pretty ridiculous when you consider that there's very high probability that this bike could be impounded.
Yeah. Yeah, no shit, man.
Amount of time, if not permanently, and whatever this could do.
Gym leader, Broccoli, thank you very much for subscribing.
Do we have anchors in the studio?
Hi, Des. Yeah, I'm here at the in the newsroom here. We're watching this along with you. We've got the CHP officer behind it, and I just want to echo Desmond's point. They don't have a ton of options here. So, as we mentioned, no spike strips, no pit maneuvers. But what the CHP is trying to do, and what we have been watching them do, is attempting to get in front of this guy. We did watch at one point, even a separate chase that Des was referencing here, that they actually were able to knock the guy off of the bike. So CHP is, at least it looks like that's what they're trying to do in this scenario. The problem is as Des mentioned, you have to be able to do it, you know, to a somewhat gingerly extent, right? You don't want to overly use too much force here, especially
Yeah,
with
no
patrol cars,
shit.
and potentially injure the suspect here. They, of course, are taking that into account now as they do all of this. But those CHP officers, one there in the Charger, the other in the Ford Explorer right behind him, trying to get this guy to stop. The guy is clearly aware that he's being chased. There's helicopters overhead. There's ground units down below. It almost looks like he's getting frustrated now. He's back on the phone, you know, just kind of delaying the inevitable here, which is the fact that he is going to go to jail. Here, CHP comes in again.
He's probably on hold
he's aware
with
of what they're doing.
some sort of
can see
LA
them that
public.
They're trying to come up and, you know, potentially knock him
I
off
feel
or,
his
be able to
frustration.
catch him in
He's
a
probably on
spot
hold with
where he
Delta
doesn't have anywhere to
Airlines.
go, and they can just kind of drag him off the bike and take him into custody. But
You
at this
are
point,
the
they've not been able to do
50th
that. I thought
caller
for a
in the
second they were
queue.
going to be able to when they got him, and there it is. Is that another picture? Is he on FaceTime? Is he streaming? Clearly, yeah, he's yelling at the camera
or some
there.
sort
He's
of LA
obviously
municipality
paying more
or some
attention to what's
shit.
on his phone and whoever he's talking to than the unit. Here
Oh!
we go again. Let's see if they can box him in. Oh man, they really are trying. They really want to get this over with. And look, yep, stop right behind him.
Oh,
Is this
shit.
gonna be it? Here we go. This is it. All right, so he's finally had enough. He's agitated, but you know what? He's off the bike. They're going to take him into custody.
Oh, yeah,
Again, this
real-
is that specialized unit that is really focused on trying to deal with these problems throughout the region of these street takeovers, of these people that are doing this. So clearly, it would appear to me that he would know these two people here that he has stopped next to. So if that's who he was calling the whole time, if he was trying to get home to be able to deal with this, all of that is unclear. But look how quickly. He is in handcuffs. He'll be in the back of a patrol car soon.
Man, you can see this guy's male pattern baldness from
All
the
of that
air.
is
Look at that right there. Damn, that would suck to find out you're bald by looking at the news and from the chopper. You know what I mean? That's fucking brutal. What a way to find out you need to be on finasteride and minoxidil. You know? What a fucking way to find out. Well, this guy definitely knows, right? This guy definitely knows that he's bald. There's no hope for this guy. I want to know. I want to let you know something, and I hate to deliver the news to you this way. But if your hair looks like this, there's no hope for you. Like, there's just zero hope. There's no amount of drugs that can bring your hair back. It's too late for you. It's just over completely. There's no hope. Like, it's not coming back. It's not coming back. If any of you are looking in the mirror right now and it looks like this, you are going to need a medical breakthrough. Okay? Like a medical breakthrough, okay, to get it back. That being said, being bald is beautiful. It's beautiful. Being bald is wonderful. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. You should just accept what you have. You can't. You're at a point here where Turkey's going to struggle to help you. All right? Because you only have so much hair to transplant, right? No. A lot of people think you can just transplant yourself to a full head of hair. I've looked into this. Somebody said Austin's projecting his fear of balding onto all of us. No. Yes, I am. Are you kidding me? I'm a hair expert. Look, I've been trying to save my hair for years, okay? Like, I've been trying to save it. I suffer from hair loss. I do. I suffer from hair loss. It may not look like it, but I do. I suffer from baldness. I suffer from thinning, right? I do. I suffer from the same condition this man had, okay? But I take, right? I take the necessary medication. Was your grandpa cool? Was your cool grandpa bald? No, he had a receding hairline though, but not till later in life. So anyway, back to this bald guy. There's nothing you can do. It's over. It's over. Pack it up. Don't even waste your ticket to Turkey. It's time to get a toupee. All right? It's time to get a toupee. Right? This guy still has hope. Minoxidil could save. Minoxidil is very effective. Why am I analyzing the hairlines of these cops? All right? I don't know what's going on.
But look how quickly. He is in handcuffs. He'll be in the back of a patrol car soon, and he'll be facing these...
This guy, certainly, Widow's Peak, definitely could use a transplant because I think this hair is probably gone.
Charges at minimum.
This guy has accepted it right over here. He's fully accepted his
He'll be
fate.
facing the evading charges.
I have a question. Are there any bald people in the chat? Fully support you and love you for who you are. I'm not bald phobic. I'm not bald phobic. But question to the balds out there. Why do you keep the hair on the side like that? Why don't you shave all of it? Like you got nothing up top. Why do you keep the sideburns? Why don't you just shave it all? I'm just curious. Because this hair right here, right? This hair right here is immune to hair loss on men. Unless you have like another condition. But male pattern baldness, androgenic alopecia, usually DHT doesn't hit this. It doesn't affect this hair. You don't lose this hair back here. That's when you do a transplant, they take the hair from back here and they put it up here. That's how they do it. My dad is balding and still has a ponytail. I know. If your best friend was sickly and ill, would you just get rid of them? What? They grew up with that hair. Are you trying to... I'm not bald phobic. I'm not telling this guy to kill himself. I'm just saying he should shave his hair off. What? Austin, how dare you tell this man to kill himself? What? You're projecting. I get rid of all my bald friends. No, you know what? You know who's bald? My best friend that just got married. He's bald as shit. He doesn't have any hair. Yeah, Kirk's bald as hell. Kirk doesn't have any hair. Kirk's bald. He had to shave. He finally shaved his head. You know? He's bald. Right? And he tells me, he's like, Austin, I can't wait. Not Charlie Kirk, okay? Every time I say Kirk, everybody's like, we are Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame. We fight for the gospel. We honor his name. We are Charlie Kirk. I know, I kind of fucking ate that. All right. Let me try my Italian. Are you ready? Anybody here speak Italian? Who here speaks Italian? Who here speak? He's loving it? Okay, good. All right. Spero che tu passi una giornata meravigliosa. Ci vediamo più tardi. Did he understand what I said? Let me try it again. Spero che tu passi una giornata meravigliosa. Ci vediamo più tardi. What did I say? Did he understand what I said, Christian? I said 13 slurs. No! I said più tardi. God damn it. How'd that word come up again? Oh, he says, have a wonderful day and I'll see you later on. Okay. Più tardi. I nailed it? No, chat. It wasn't. It was...
It's a factor here. But again, this guy who was driving, the original one was speed. And we should also remind you...
These people are like, are you fucking serious? You went into a high-speed pursuit with a dirt bike?
Pardon me. We should also remind you that this was one of two people that CHP was originally chasing. Originally, there were two dirt bikes where people were going at too fast of speeds and were wanted by the CHP. One of them got away, it appears. The other one... obviously is the man we've been following here, who evaded law enforcement for as long as he could, but CHP
Well, anyway, I want to talk about, we had on the Fear and podcast, we had Courtney Miller on the Fear and podcast. Now, I want to let you guys know something. I can't confirm anything yet, but I'm working on, as we speak, I can't confirm anything, cannot confirm anything. Somebody reached out to be on the Fear and podcast, and I haven't set a date yet, but there is a huge guest, perhaps the biggest in the history of the podcast, that I am actively working on booking for this show. Not Barack Obama, okay? In pop culture, okay? I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to talk anymore. But I can't tell you who. Cannot tell. It's not Charlie Kirk. Carry the flame. Fighting for the gospel, honoring his name. It is Charlie Kirk. Yeah, Erica Kirk, could you imagine? Anyway, great episode. If you haven't watched the episode of the Fear and podcast, it was a fantastic episode. It's not Billie Eilish, I'll tell you that too.
Woman in the high school.
I'm the worst at keeping secrets. Okay, right?
High school. I left. Did you? I left. Okay. I'm out. Okay.
I also want to talk about a moment that, chat, I talked about on the podcast that capitalism is getting out of control. Okay, it's getting out of control, and I've noticed this I actually complained about my hotel in Tennessee because it was filthy. It was dirty as shit. I want to show you pictures. Can I show you pictures of my hotel in Tennessee? You guys think I'm a bitch, okay? You guys think I'm a bitch, and when I complain, it's not warranted. I want to show you photos of what I complained about, all right? I want to show you photos, and you can see if I'm a bitch or not. All right? I want you to be the judge of whether I'm a bitch or not. Okay? I complained about this. All right. Here we go. We're jumping to the photos. I opened the fridge. This is what the fridge looked like. Okay? This is what I saw in the fridge when I opened up the fridge in the room. Okay? Somebody says, brother, I've been homeless. Okay. I get it. I'm not trying to say that you weren't. But if you were homeless and you moved into this hotel, you'd also have a right to complain. So because you paid for it, right? So that's what was in there. This was the crevices of the bathroom on the floor. Okay. This was the floor and all the crevices here. This was the corners of the floor. This is the corner. Yeah. That's normal? What? No, that's not paint. That is not paint. Is it paint? Is that paint? Wait, that may be paint. Wait, is this paint? I thought it was dirt. No, this is dirty. No, this is dirty, chat. This is dirty. This is dirt. This is not acceptable. All right, let's see what else. What other pictures do I have? Okay, what is it? What is this, huh? Filthy. Filthy. All right, look at that. Look at that. All around the sink. Just caulk. Just on the sink, right? Just caulk, right? Glue, right? Dried cum. Okay? Now, I complained about this. Do you think I was justified? I was really nice about it. And they loved me, by the way. She's like, thank you so much for being so sweet about this, right? And I was nice, okay? And I got my hotel bill Oh, come on. No, you come on. You come on, okay? I'm sick and tired. Okay, look, here's the deal. You paid money, okay? You paid your hard-earned money to this hotel, okay? You paid your hard-earned money. You did everything you were supposed to do. Every single penny you paid to the hotel. It is basic fundamentals that you deserve a clean room. And the fact that you sit here and say, I'm not going to say anything about that, you are a cuck to the system. You are a cuck to corporations because they are preying on the fact that you won't say shit. They are preying on the fact that you won't say shit. You are a cuck to capitalism. You don't want to say anything because you don't want to inconvenience a multi-billion-dollar corporation, right? Because you don't want to inconvenience somebody. They put the worker in front of you because they want you to feel the guilt, right? You can respect the working class while also advocating for yourself. So you know what I went down? I called the desk. I said, hey, Tammy was her name, I think. I said, hey, Tammy, I just want to let you know I've got some issues with the room. I know it's not your fault. Could you please give me the name of a supervisor or a GM or somebody that I could speak to about this situation? Because I don't want you to have to deal with this problem, right? That's what I said. And she said, oh, no worries. She gave me the number of the person, the GM or assistant GM, somebody who had authority in the situation, right? You need to find somebody who has authority in the situation, right? So I found the person with authority and I said, hey, look, this is a situation. It's dirty. Is there something you could do to make up for it? I understand. She's like, yeah, we don't have a GM right now. And we're and I'm like, oh, well, I was nice about it. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. That makes sense. But, you have to kind of say, well, that's not my problem. In a nice way, you got to be like, well, I still paid my money. You know what I mean? And, no. Here's the deal. Somebody said, no, that's because someone's job poorly done and they may lose their livelihood. No, this is a reflection of management. And when you talk about something, you paid your money. You know what I mean? This is not ticky-tacky. This is gross. Come on. It's gross, right? So anyway, they gave me $400 off the room. So I'm just curious, though, what are we supposed to do as consumers, right? What are we supposed to do as consumers when we face an issue like this, right? Are we supposed to just eat it? Like, you know what I'm saying? What do we do? What do we do? Like, if you're so concerned, what is the solution? You just eat it forever, right? Chat. I can't believe it's always middle management trying to cut as much expenses as possible. They want to pay people as little as possible. Yes, I know. Christian and I talked about this, okay? Christian and I talked about this. This is not a reflection of the workers at the hotel. They are underpaid. This was in Tennessee, where the minimum wage is $7.25 an hour, which is exactly why I had a problem. It's because you're underpaying your staff. You're understaffed. You're not paying enough people in general, right? They don't want to hire anybody else. You don't want to provide more jobs. This is why the problem exists. That's the issue. And that's what I voiced to them. I said, this is a problem You need to take care of your staff better. And the reason when I see an issue with an establishment or whatever, $20 more vouchers and we're there. Gross bagel. Can we talk about this?
Oh my gosh. You want to know Austin's bagel order? Bro ordered a cinnamon raisin bagel with cream cheese and tomatoes. So I open.
Why are my boyfriend and ex-boyfriend just railing on me on Twitch?
Oh my gosh. You want to know Austin's bagel order? Bro ordered a cinnamon raisin bagel with cream cheese and tomatoes. So I open up his bagel as we're like trying to figure out whose bagel is which because they were unlabeled. I've never seen a grosser bagel in my entire life. What do you mean what do you mean a cinnamon raisin bagel with cream cheese and tomato? No, we need to start holding him accountable. It's some bullshit. Nasty. I cannot think of a grosser combination in my entire life than a cinnamon raisin cream cheese and tomato bagel. Like, that is nasty. That's just objectively nasty. That's nasty. Tomatoes and cinnamon, no. Literally gross. Literally gross. Like, we need to take him out back and do what we need to do, I fear.
What? You're gonna kill me? You're gonna kill me for my bagel order? You said I'm going to take you out back and shoot you in the head for your bagel order.
Hashtag euthanize Austin.
What? Hashtag euthanize Austin? I order a bagel that is delicious, okay? And then you shoot me in the head, and then you start a social movement to euthanize me. What?
Culinary crime.
And my ex-boyfriend's laughing in the background.
No, right. I'm like, I think people have been sent to the chopping block for less.
Somebody in the chat was like, never mind.
Oh my gosh. You want to know Austin's bagel order?
I can't believe you. Christian, I can't believe you would say that to me. Believe me. Yes, I seen this. I seen the pilots meowing at one another. I did. I saw that. I have to piss. Can I pee real quick? Can I pee? Can I pee? Oh, I have another story to tell you. Oh my God, I didn't mean to. Why? Oh, I fucked it up. I ordered an iced coffee. It was my fault. They didn't fuck it up. I ordered an iced coffee. I looked at the receipt and I ordered an iced coffee. You're so dumb. You're so dumb. You're so dumb. You want to know what it sounds like? You want to know what it sounds like? Waking up to Christian. That's what it sounds like when Christian wakes up in the morning. Okay? Exactly what it sounds like. What? Waking up to the dick in your mouth, I can't say that. I love you. You're a hoe ass bitch, but us knows. You know what? You know what? I love you, chatter. That cracks me up. That comment cracks me up because I know that it's a little homophobic, but I know you're trying. I think you're trying, and you probably came from the Drag to Brunch stream with You Are You. Yeah, did you meet me from Drag to Brunch with Rage? Perhaps, I don't know. Maybe. I love you, bitch. Thank you. Thank you. You too. Did you? You're a notification gang. That's right. Oh, you met me. Okay. All right. Well, that could be a white guy, actually. Okay. All right. We're moving on. Oh my God. Okay. Never mind. My bad. Okay. All right. We're moving on. Okay. Did you see the meow? Oh my God. I haven't streamed since Master Baker. Y'all, I have not streamed since Master Baker. I was on Master Baker. And I was on Master Baker. And I forgot that I was... Wow, let's watch this. This was a huge fuck up on my behalf. All right, let's watch this. I was on Master Baker, okay? And I thought it would be a good idea to come up with a story because I think a good story in a food makes it taste better, right? It's all about the story, where it came from, you know what I mean? And so I was like, let me do a story of tragedy, right? So let's listen to the story that I came up with.
Not only presenting a dish, but a story for you all today.
25 years ago, little Johnny and his family from Louisville, Kentucky, were out for a drive in their Jeep. Driving along until they hit a patch of black ice. Little Johnny's mother ejected from the front seat. You don't say his mother. Completely. Wow. Ejected from the front seat. She suffered blunt force trauma to the head and neck region. Completely disfigured.
Oh my God. That's terrible. Please go on.
They rescued her, brought her to the hospital. She's still living, clinging to life, immediately intubated. Little Johnny would bring every day a little eclair. His mother started to come to life pretty soon. She was breathing on her own again and talking again. And ultimately, she made a full recovery. And so that's what that is represented in today's dish. Wow. And so as you can see here is the car accident. But look what it became.
Our eclairs.
And this is the exact same eclair that was fed to little Johnny's mother in the hospital.
You could have fed either of our mothers that, maybe.
Before we get to this taste, let me share a story of my own. When I was 18 years old, my mom died in a car accident.
I had no idea that Slime mom died in a car accident.
Super thought that was...
Somebody said, how did you not kill yourself right there?
was funny. So you telling this story, it was so nice to be reminded of my dead mom.
Your mom died in a car.
Why in a car accident?
I didn't know that she died in a car accident.
Hilarious.
You probably, if you would have made an eclair, though, maybe it would have.
Yeah, and that's what you're making me think is, oh my God, if I would have been there for my mom who died instantly in the car wreck. By the way.
Let me tell you something. You think he didn't know that?
No.
You think he didn't know that story? He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was. No, I had no idea.
Look at Rage.
So now I can't wait to taste the eclair that could have saved my mom.
No.
Thanksgiving has been lonely for, well, another 18 years.
Originally, the story was good. We thought we wanted to turn it into a story of hope because she survived.
Well, mine didn't.
Mine died in a normal way.
Normal way. So 2 dead moms on the table. Isn't that fun? Let's get into
And
it.
hers is probably next.
I mean, statistically.
Well, chat. Okay. I had no fucking idea that his mom died in a car accident. I mean, what are the odds? I mean, I knew Cutie's mom was dead, right? Like, I knew Cutie's mom had died. I knew she didn't die in a car accident. And I think I had remembered something about Slime's mom dying because I remember this because Stavros made a dead mom joke to Slime on a Lover Host. And actually, let me see if I can find it. It was one of the funniest. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Oh, yes, here it is. Oh my God. This is unreal. This is unreal. This moment on Lover Host was one of my favorites.
Go on a trip with my I would go on a trip with my late mother. My mom died about 10 years ago, so I would go on a trip with her and show her how her son's been doing.
That's amazing. That is
Dude, my mom just broke her arm. I was gonna say my mom, but you fucking trumped me with death. A broken arm's got nothing
That's
on
right.
a dead mom.
That's right, pussy.
Fuck.
Oh my God.
God. Wow, that would really suck if Slime ever got eliminated from this show.
I
know.
know.
Actually, here's my real answer. I would take Slime's mother to the big.
You know, my mom was 4'11".
Okay, so I didn't know like how she passed away, but I knew that she had passed away. But anyway, that's why I wanted to make it a story of her. I didn't know she died in a car accident. Okay. Also, that show was 5 or 6 years ago. All right. That show was 5 or 6 years ago. What the hell are King Charles and Queen Camilla attending? No, I didn't know. Let's see what the thing is. Look at the comments. The thing Slime, Cutie, and Ludwig all have in common is they light up at an opportunity to horrify an unsuspecting person with a dead parent reveal for content. Wait, what? Does Ludwig have a dead parent? Does Ludwig have a dead parent? Yes? Girl? His dad? Oh my God. What? Why are you guys getting mad at me? We're just coworkers. I'm just. It was a joke. It's a joke. I'm not actually. I love Ludwig. Ludwig and I are friends. We're friends. It was a joke. It was a joke. It was fine. Yes, I would go to Ludwig's funeral. Yes, I would. I would. I'd stand there. I'd probably give a great. I don't want Ludwig to. I don't want to talk about Ludwig's funeral because I don't want him to die because I love Ludwig, right? Ludwig and I get along, right? I'm Mr. Social, you know. I'm Mr. Social, right? Have you guys heard this song? Left's dropped a fan cam of you? Oh. Oh, what in the fuck? We got a fan cam? Oh no, I said the F slur. Oh no! Oh no, I said the F slur. Oh no! Oh no. That's so fucking good. Oh God, I love this. You guys are great. Oh no. I don't even know what account I'm on right now. This is awesome. Oh no, I said the F slur. Answer Christian. What does he need? What does Christian need? What does he need? What did he say? Look at my chats? Oh God, Jesus, Lord have mercy. Can I buy painting? Can I buy a painting though? No. Christian, no. What, a painting? Can I use your... Oh, an Alveus painting. God damn it. How much is it? Is it from Maya? It's for charity? It's for a good cause? You have to bid? It's an auction? Yeah, okay, go buy the painting. Is there an auction right now happening?
Yes, Chandler, what would you like to
I
say?
just have a quick question. So, for all the paintings that are on display, like if you were to look at all
How do I do
the
it?
on display like around you, which one would you say is the best? That's human painted.
I know what you're asking, and you're asking this because I already can tell what you painted because you have a affliction.
This is not
You have an affliction
Wait,
for
did you paint
something.
those?
There's no way you didn't make that. There's no way. The one
Have
with
we-
the yellow man. I know
Really
you
fast.
love him.
Have we
I know
gotten
you're
the
in love with
Sestra
him.
donation yet? I have not seen it yet.
Chat, I just...
Sestra,
I
if you could
didn't...
make your donation, that would be fantastic.
Oh, excuse me.
$601
Sorry.
is amazing. Thank you so much.
Chat, I didn't know what I didn't know what painting. I didn't know you were talking about. I thought he just wanted to buy a painting, right? Is that a frog fucking? Oh no. I mean a turtle? Oh, that's just I'm sorry. This painting looked like a turtle mounting another turtle. But it's just a turtle with the one shell. I thought, and I called a turtle a frog. Doesn't it look like a turtle mounting another turtle? You know, doesn't it? Austin Show art critic. Oh my God, the Winnie the Mooh! Better than when Hassan gets recognized. Because Will and I are so good at talking to people, you know? Hassan, you know, he's just can't see because he's so tall. He's blind. You know what I mean? Hassan, Will and I, we're so on top of it. You know what I mean? We're so humble, right? We're charismatic, right? Anyway, so we ended up taking a shot together. I ended up buying all the drag queen shots, and this is the photo we took. I think she face-tuned it though, which is fine because I mean, period. But like this, so this because I came from the wedding. And so here we are taking a photo. This is the drag queen. This is at Club XYZ. Shout out Club XYZ. In Knoxville, Tennessee. It's definitely face-tuned. Come on, I look great. This is how I naturally look. You know, that's DL at the, you look 17 years old. Thank you. You look like an embryo. Thank you. What the fuck is wrong with your face? What the fuck is wrong with your face, Orange Guy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? This is Abby Lee Miller face tuning Neil Patrick Harris all over again. You know? What is wrong with your face? Hashtag euthanize Austin. You look better normally. Don't worry. What does this have to do with You're So Vain? Listen, soggy beans. Soggy beans. It has to do, I'm gonna wrap it around here. It has to do with the fact that she did You're So Vain as one of her performances. You probably think this song is about you. And when that line came up, okay, she looked right at me. She's like, You're so vain. See? She's like, you're so vain. See? But like, low key, I kind of thought she was singing about me. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of couldn't help but think. You know what I mean? I came into the drag club. I kind of felt like she was singing about me. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? What? Oh my. All right, Christian, this is what he says it's giving. This is what he's. Come on. It's not. Okay, by the way, I wanted to talk about this. I don't want... Bro, I went to a church over the weekend, and the fucking pastor was strapped. Like, he was armed and open carrying. I was in the South, and he had like a Glock on him. Like he... And I was like, Father, your fucking gun is showing. I was like, Father, your oh, he's like, oh, sorry about that. I was like, Father, your Glock is showing. And I was like, oh my God. It just cracked me up that the fucking priest was open carrying. If that isn't America, you know what I mean? If that isn't America, that is so American. You can't get more American than that. You know what I mean? And you know what? You know what cracked me up? Because I was in the South, I was thinking a lot about, you know, religion and all that and Christianity and everything. And I think about it. And for generations, these people in the South and just all over the US or the world have been preparing and reading the Bible and studying it and really just like preparing for the day that Jesus is going to return. And one of the defining parts of the Bible that, and I haven't even read it, but I've heard, one of the defining parts of the Bible is it very detailed description. Why are we, if he suffered so much for us, why the fuck are we suffering here? You know what I mean? Like, why are we putting our life, why are we taking away life's joys? Because, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to start a new religion. God suffered so you don't have to, right? He died for your sins so you don't have to suffer, you know? Right? Am I right? Does that make sense? Like, he died. Like, so what? You want to get your dick? You know what I mean? Like, what? Who gives a shit? He suffered so you can sin. You know? Oh my God, he's actually doing the dictatorship. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. He's doing the dictatorship. Telly's 25, thank you for 6 months. Wait, they do say that? They do say that? You know what? I was on the phone with my manager and we were talking about something. And I said to him, all things are possible through me. Unironically. Because I was describing something that I was trying to hype myself up. I can do this. I can do this. All things are possible with me. I can do it. Right? And he's like, you know who also said that? Jesus Christ. And I was like, oh, I don't think I'm God, but I was just saying I can do this. Everything's possible, if I try hard enough. You know what I mean? You know? Oh, Paul said that about Jesus? Sorry. But anyway, I root for Jesus. I root for the hometown God. That's what I call him, the hometown God. And I respect Greenish. Thank you very much for 16 months. And if you here are religious and that's what you need and you go to church, good for you. And I support your right to go to church. And I respect your church. And I go into your church and I respect your church. Now, all I ask is that you respect everybody else and their right not to worship the way you worship. That is their right to worship the way they want to worship. If I want to go to Sunday service at a gay bar and watch drag queens, that's my church, and you should respect that's what I believe. And if you think that that's blasphemous, I'm sorry. I also think that some things I think hating somebody on the basis of their sexuality or disowning somebody on the basis of their sexuality is blasphemous. Right? I do. Police capture escaped prisoner in West Philadelphia. What is going on here? Why did you send me this? What is going on? What are you sending me this for? Jesus is speaking through you now? I don't know. One of my dreams is to be a fake hate preacher of homosexuality. I don't know. I think I could just do it. I don't know. I just like to go up there and say crazy shit and see if people believe me. For a second. And then come out as gay. And then no, this is what I do. I'd start the sermon kind of hateful, and then I'd slowly turn it into a homoerotic thing. You know what I mean? I get them on my side, and then I'd slowly turn the table, and pretty soon by the end of it, they'd be on my side, and they'd be saying hallelujah, amen. Bring out hung Jesus? What? Austin likes cruising. What is this? What is going on?
Anxious. Bro is anxious. You think I'm gonna be able to get him on a fucking boat when he has the inability to? Do you know how anxious that man is? That man is anxious. Bro is anxious. You think I'm gonna be able to get him on a fucking boat when he has the inability to swim? Literally not a fucking chance. Not in a million years. Bro would never get on a boat. It's a miracle he even wants to go on cruises. I'm like, what? He kind of likes cruising, and I'm like, not okay. No. He likes shit. He likes cruising on boats. Fuck! God damn it! I fucking can't. The second I fucking said it, no, this is how I fucking.
I do not like cruising in that sense. Can I be honest? I don't like having sex with complete strangers. I think it's nice to know who you're having sex with. And it's not difficult at all. It pales in comparison to anybody else's life. It pales in comparison. Money is great. Let's move on. But you know who's richer than me? Let me pull a Fox News. You know who's richer than me? Hassan Piker. He has a lot more money than me, and he's rich, and he's a socialist, and he did 9/11. Or he said America deserved it. Fuck, I messed up. But they're 1 degree from saying he just did 9/11. They're 1 degree from just saying he did it. Austin falls in love. What is this? A sandwich?
Rabbit getting in frag. Kwani no Lucy. Rabbit getting in frag. Kwani no Lucy.
What the fuck?
He's falling in love with JD Vance too. Oh my god, he's in love with JD Vance.
What?
Oh my god, they're in love with each other. Oh my god, they're gonna be in love with each other. Because JD Vance already has a crush.
Hello? Did the clip... Hello? The clip die? Why is the clip not working? Come on.
They're gonna be in love with each other. Because JD Vance already has a crush on Austin.
What's happening to me? Looking at JD has got my heart racing.
Oh
and
no.
what I'm feeling for JD. Be love.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I knew it. Feelings like this can't be anything but love.
Oh no.
I'm going to take a deep breath and ask JD out.
Okay. Are you gonna do it right now? Crash.
Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, oh my god. I'd rather fuck a couch than JD Vance. That's probably that's an ice cold take. That's an ice cold take, right? That's ice cold. A couch, you dumbass Hayden. No, a couch. That's an easy choice. Because I've done it before. I fucked, not JD Vance. I haven't fucked JD Vance. I've never had sex with JD Vance. Ever. I've never fucked JD Vance. Let's stop talking. Okay. I would never fuck JD Vance. I mean, unless I had to for like, to open the Strait of Hormuz. I mean, think about the global catastrophe. This is, in order to open the Strait of Hormuz, we need you to open up JD Vance's. Sir, Austin Show from the Fear and podcast. The Iranians have asked, in order, as one condition to open up the Strait of Hormuz, is you need to get fucked by Fear and podcast host Austin Show. There's only one man for the job. You know, what's the Fear and podcast? You know, the one with 9/11 agitator Hassan Piker and deeply traumatized Mormon commentator Cutie Cinderella. And this guy that acts like Chris Farley, Will Neff. Do you take finasteride? Is that a compliment? Aren't you buddies with Trisha Paytas podcast co-host Oscar? Yeah. Is this a gotcha? Are you the Associated Press? Did Oscar, what's wrong with that? He's saying you're very hairy. I take minoxidil, topical minoxidil. It does make you a little hairy. It does make you a little hairy. It makes you a little hairy. It's very scary. Makes you hairy. Christian doesn't want me to shave anything. Sorry, Christian, you still listening? I refuse, though. He made me grow out my chest hair. Look. See, he's the reason why I have any, is because. See, look at that. See, look at that cleavage. Think somebody's getting off to that. Why are we part of this relationship? I do have big tits. Look at these things. Look at that. Look at that. I think I have the biggest tit. You know what? I'm going to say it. I have the biggest tits of the Fear and podcast. It's not even close. That includes Cutie. I do. Look at that. Look at that. Nobody has meat like this. You know? Okay. All right. Nobody has meat like this. No, I'll go tit for tit to Will Neff. I will go tit for tit. I guarantee you, I've got so much more tit than I will go tit for tit. Look at the line. Tit for tit. My chest, guarantee you got more titty meat than Will Neff. Tell Neff, look, Will Neff, he's got me beat in many areas. All right? He's got bigger legs, probably got a bigger dick than me, but his tits don't got shit on me. All right? He may have bigger arms. All right? May have bigger shoulders. Okay? I'm telling you. All right, let's take a look at some of the highlights from the Fear and podcast.
What would you have?
If I had the superpowers,
Good
Superman.
You can't have laser and super strength and fly. Pick one.
I personally like the constant regeneration.
Oh, I
got
like that.
Chat, as it pertains to the Fear and podcast, we are currently still working on dates for our tour, okay? Want to let you know I've been working tirelessly to find tour dates. We're working on it. We have to coordinate with everybody's busy schedules, but currently we are considering Portland, Oregon, we're going to do Portland, San Francisco, California, and Los Angeles, California. The Fear and West Coast tour, okay? Do you think we could sell out a few venues? You think we could do that? I don't know. Do you think we could do that? We're going to. I am working tirelessly. Do you think we could do it? I feel like we could convince Hassan to do a New York City show. But can I be honest? I don't think Cutie would come to that. I don't think we could get Cutie. If you're in Seattle, get your ass in the car and drive to Portland. Okay? Get your ass in the car and drive to Portland. She won't come to New York. So it would be Will, Hassan, and I. And then we'd probably get her in on Zoom. Okay? Right?
Infinite.
Okay, this is it. Here. This is my superpower.
Laser and super strength and fly. Pick one.
I personally like the constant regeneration.
Oh, I like that.
Infinite climax.
Wait, what did my editor put in here?
In climax.
What is this, editor? On a serious note, as a Lebanese person, I'd love to hear your opinion on what Israel has done in Lebanon. Brother, were you not here at the beginning of the stream? I just got out. I just read my grandfather's letters about the atrocities that Israel has been doing in the Middle East, and specifically to the Palestinians, but also to the Lebanese people. My opinions are clear. Right? Opinions are clear. We need to defund completely, cut ties with the state of Israel. 100%.
Explain that power. Please walk us through that.
As women, you have the sorry.
No.
We just met. When I
Bust?
Yes. I tend to have a period of just immense depression. So if I had a superpower, it would be that.
I'm setting the stage. You have to stop a bank robbery. You're infinite buzz. How do you stop the bank robbery?
Yeah, it's like Spider-Man. I over everything and stop.
What? Okay. Also, now
not infinite buzz.
What else am I supposed to do?
It's not even infinite climax. You're just saying you're infinite. Like you never run out.
I love Courtney. She was amazing. You got to watch the episode. It was awesome. I just want to also let you know that people are giving me shit for this.
I've noticed
People are giving me shit. I want you to listen.
something about capitalism. It's gotten out of control. Recently, they've gotten. It's gotten recently in particular.
It was good. It was good until last year.
I guarantee you, if you put this out here, capitalism has been going crazy for a long time.
Put it out there,
But
Austin.
since COVID, capitalism has gotten out of control.
It's true.
Out of control. It's
It's
something
true.
that I've coined greedflation.
You did not coin
Yep.
greedflation.
Yep, I did.
Let him have this.
Greedflation, where
Yep.
companies are
That's
using
right.
an economic crisis as a
Yep.
reason to raise prices.
I coined
and when
it.
that economic crisis is resolved, they don't lower the prices.
Austin,
they keep the prices high.
Austin,
That's
the
right.
things that you just described, do you really think you came
Yep.
up with?
Well, I want to talk about a theory I came up with called trickle-down economics,
Right.
where
Yeah.
the high
Nope.
spend money, the
No.
people at the bottom.
No, Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, Ronald Reagan came up with that. But anyway, I've coined this term, greedflation. Okay, greedflation. I've coined it greedflation when companies exploit an economic crisis in an effort to increase the profit margins, and then they don't go back when the economic crisis is resolved. You know who is most guilty of this? Delta Airlines. Okay. I have a question. Okay. I have a question. I have a question. Okay. I have a question. Why in the fuck do CEOs of companies...
Good to be here this morning at your museum, which has so much of your history here. Let's talk about Q4.
Like, I've got a question. Genuinely. I don't get it. Why in the fuck do they have a TV program for this? Like, the way that they talk about the business, why is a consumer... Who is this for? Who is this for?
Kind of a strange quarter. October with the government shutdown really hit you and the rest of the industry, and then you saw a snapback. How strong was that snapback that you saw?
Well, first of all, thanks for coming down. It's great to have you in the museum. Q4 was very much like much of 25. It was a year with a lot of challenges, throughout the year. It started the year with the Liberation Day announcements and a massive drop in consumer confidence, ended the year with the FAA mandating the forced closure of airspace as a result of the government shutdown. But through it all, I'm really
I know, but like, there's a lot less. This is a TV program. Like, Oh my God, wait.
It was a little less than 24 hours ago. We were on this set with royal subject Richard Quest, who began a sentence with the phrase, "the beauty of monarchy." And then Richard was concerned about how that line might sound to my American ears. With us now, CNN chief data analyst Harry Etten. This isn't about me and my ears, but American ears. The beauty of monarchy. How much beauty do Americans see in monarchy?
The Americans do not see very much beauty in monarchy at all.
Yeah,
in fact.
no shit. No shit. No, what? We Americans who famously started a revolution against the British monarchy don't hold the monarchy in high regard?
They may see some ugliness in monarchy. What are we talking about here? Okay, Americans who say they...
Oh my God. Who are they polling? Who the fuck are they polling?
U.S. monarchy would be a good thing. Well, guess what, folks? All the percentages on your screen are less than the number 5. Only 2% of independents want a U.S. monarchy. Just 4% of Republicans want a U.S. monarchy.
I'll be honest with you. I think most people that do these polls are just fucking with them. You know what I mean? I don't even know how. Have you ever heard of a poll? Like, has anybody ever called you being a poll? Like, I don't call me a conspiracy theorist, but I don't think polls are even possible to be accurate anymore because they can't reach younger people. Like, younger people are impossible to reach. We're not picking up our phone for some random number, right? Because more than likely it's a debt collector, right? I mean, I've been being harassed for an $80 bill for like 7 months. And I just tell them, I say, quit calling me. Quit calling me. You're not getting it. My insurance paid you enough. It's over. Don't quit calling me. Quit it. Quit calling me. I'm over it.
Just 4% of Democrats want a U.S. monarchy. To put that into some perspective, 12% of Americans believe that the U.S. faked the moon landing back in 1969, and we're talking about a third to a sixth of that percentage who say that the U.S. monarchy would in fact be a good thing. They believe that William Daniels played John Adams back in the film 1776 for a reason. They do not want a monarchy here in the United States of America.
Right, and then props to the independent.
Hold on, chat. I have to go because my somebody's here to work on my house. So I have to go. I'm sorry I didn't stream for 2 weeks. That's because I was at a wedding and I got sick. So I appreciate you watching. I have to go though. Thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful day. No, it has Christian's laughing because Christian, the people are here. I love you too. All right, goodbye, Jen Moose. Goodbye, Champagne Cyclist. Goodbye, Tara. Goodbye. We're going to raid Maya. All right. Show her raid, everybody. Bye. Hospaz. J-Man. Is it just Maya or is it Maya Higa? Okay, good. There we go. Have a good day, everybody. Bye, y'all. Bye, 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 bye. Take care. Bye, y'all. Have a good day. Take care.